Before cities, before language, before memory, there was chaos. A time when Earth itself was young, violent, and merciless. Ice clawed at the land, volcanoes breathed fire into the skies, and predators ruled without mercy. In that raw and endless wilderness, a fragile creature emerged, soft-skinned, toolless, and slow. By all logic, humanity should never have survived. But within the spark of our frailty burned something stronger than muscle or fang, the will to endure. Every storm, every hunt, every loss carved the story of who we would become. This is not the tale of kings or empires. This is the story of the first survivors, the forgotten ancestors who carried our flame through the darkness. Welcome to Beyond the Fire, the untold story of prehistoric survival. The Earth of prehistory was a battlefield between creation and destruction. Ice ages advanced and retreated like tides, reshaping continents and erasing entire species. Forests rose, burned, and returned again as deserts. For early humans, life was not measured in years but in heartbeats, in the moments between predator and prey. The air was thick with the scent of damp soil and decay. Thunder rolled across endless plains, echoing off distant mountains. Every shadow could hide a threat, a saber-tooth waiting to strike, a rival clan searching for food, or the silent eyes of night predators. There were no shelters, no guarantees, no safety nets, only the cold, the hunger, and the unrelenting truth of nature, adapt or die. Yet amid this brutality, the first sparks of ingenuity flickered. Humans began to observe, to learn, to think. They were no longer creatures of instinct alone. They were becoming architects of survival. Food was everything: power, safety, and continuity. To hunt was to live another day. To fail was to fade into the soil. Primitive humans learned to read the land like scripture, tracking the faintest footprints, listening to the rhythm of the wind, sensing the pulse of life around them. Every hunt was a story of risk. One wrong move, and the hunter became the hunted. Imagine the scene: the dawn mist curling over the valley, the tribe moving in silence, bare feet pressing into mud. Ahead, a herd of mammoths grazes under the rising sun. The hunters crouch, their stone-tipped spears glinting faintly. One gesture, one breath, one unified strike. The kill was sacred. It meant warmth, strength, and survival for the tribe, but also reverence for the creature that gave its life. In these moments, humans began to understand balance, the fragile contract between life and death. The prehistoric world was ruled by giants, saber-toothed cats, cave bears, dire wolves, monsters that could crush or tear a human apart in seconds. Yet humanity stood against them, not with strength, but with strategy. Picture it: a flickering fire at night, the cries of a beast circling the camp. Eyes gleam in the darkness, yellow, patient, hungry. But the humans do not flee. They stand together, spears raised, firelight dancing across their faces. In those moments, something changed. Fear became courage. Instinct became unity. Humanity was learning the greatest weapon of all: cooperation. The beasts that once hunted us became lessons in endurance, teaching humans how to stalk, to ambush, to defend. Each battle written in blood on stone would later echo in our myths, our gods, our stories. The struggle between human and beast was not just survival, it was evolution. Then came the spark, the miracle that changed everything. No one knows who first captured it. Perhaps lightning struck a dry branch, or lava spilled from a mountain and someone dared to approach. But once that first flame was tamed, humanity's destiny ignited. Fire was warmth in the endless cold, light in the suffocating dark, and a weapon against beasts that once ruled the night. For the first time, the tribe gathered not in fear, but in wonder. Around the fire, stories were born. The The first myths, the first memories, the first identity. They learned to cook, to harden tools, to protect. The fire was more than a tool. It was a symbol of knowledge, of power, of life itself. To lose it was death. To keep it was civilization's first step forward. Fire was not just survival. It was the birth of humanity's soul. The world demanded more than strength. It demanded unity. No human could survive alone. So tribes formed, families bound not only by blood, but by purpose. Each member had a role: hunters, gatherers, tool makers, protectors, storytellers. And through this unity, they found resilience. Together, they learned to build shelters from bone and hide. They painted their fears and victories on cave walls, leaving echoes of their thoughts for us to find thousands of years later. They shared food, fire, and wisdom. Through this bond, the tribe became more than a group. It became a community, an early civilization. The lessons of the tribe, cooperation, empathy, communication, would echo forward through millennia, shaping the foundation of every human society to come. Without unity, there is no survival. Without connection, there is no humanity. But nature is relentless. As the Ice Age tightened its frozen grip, food grew scarce, and once thriving lands turned to desolate tundra. Tribes vanished, species perished, and humanity teetered on the edge of oblivion. Yet even as the cold devoured the world, the fire burned on. Humans adapted. They followed herds across vast distances, built clothing from fur, crafted sharper tools, and learned to read the stars for direction. Every generation carried the flame of those before, sometimes buried, but never extinguished. The will to survive became part of their very blood. It was not just about living. It was about enduring, about leaving something behind, a spark for the next to find. From that struggle emerged the blueprint of who we are: resilient, inventive, and unbreakable. We are their echoes. Every heartbeat, every breath, every dream we chase, all born from the struggles of those who came before. The fire they once guarded against the wind now glows in our cities. The weapons they shaped from stone have become the tools that reach for the stars. The stories they told in caves have become the stories we tell to the world. Their fight for survival was not in vain. It was the foundation of everything we are. From their pain came progress. From their fear came wisdom. From their fire came light. So when you look at the flames of a campfire or the glow of a screen, remember, you are gazing into the same ancient light, the light that refused to die. The light that carried humanity beyond the fire.